Hello, so today we're going to be making something called hamburger pie, and it's something that my mother used to make when I was growing up. I want to say it was probably like one of those depression recipes. Um, it was something that we all enjoyed. It's something that is kind of like a thrifty meal and can be used when times are a little tough and you just need something good and filling and nutritious. It was always something that was one of my dad's favorites. My brother liked it as well, and we have been trying to find this recipe. My dad has talked about it since my mother passed away in 2006. And it was one of those things that we really couldn't find the written recipe for. And over the years, she tweaked it. And I knew some of the stuff that was in it, so I was telling Denny what I thought was in it. And we had made it and took it to my dad. My dad just always would ask for this. So we took it to him, and he took a bite, and it took him back in time, and he said it tastes just like Regina's. So the smile on his face was well worth it. So we don't make it very often, but when we do, we always try to take some up to my dad. It's just one of these good, home-cooked, blast from the past kind of recipes, and we hope you enjoy it.
All right, so as Dan said, we are going to make a family favorite of his dad's and his brother's. Hamburger pie. And what we got is we got a pound of hamburger, can of tomato soup, some garlic, some onion, and we're just gonna start off by browning our meat here in the frying pan. And you can use a potato masher to ground up the meat, to get it fine. There's devices out there that'll help you, stir the meat around and get it ground up fine, but this works just well for me. And while we've got this in there, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some seasoning, which is nothing more than salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of parsley. So we're going to get this meat browning up here. Alright, so we got our meat browned here. If you have a lot of grease from your beef, you could drain it. There's not really anything in here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little sprinkle of some diced onion. I'd say that's probably about a quarter of a cup. And about the same amount, or a little bit less, because granulated garlic is pretty strong. So we're just going to put just probably about a teaspoon of that in there. We're going to add a can of tomato soup. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this to get that excess soup out of there. So about a can of water. You might want to leave the heat on just a little bit, just to get the water cooked down. This is already smelling pretty good right now. And for you ladies out there, or even you guys, if you have one of them mother-in-laws that kind of enjoy when you see them sort of shot down, because the new husband or whatever comments how a dish reminds him of his late wife, and you can just see the look on her face is turning like, yeah, this is one of those dishes. Like Dan had told you last night, if there was a written down version of this from Regina, nobody's been able to find it. And so pretty much it involved him telling me what all was in it, and then taking the chance that I was doing this right. And the only way I knew I did it right was when my father-in-law tried it and said, that tastes like Regina's.
That was kind of a touching moment.
It was. So to be able to do something that there's no recipe for.
I do believe that was something she made when they were first married and they didn't have a lot of money. That was like a staple.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's what you can tell by the ingredients here. There's nothing, really big or special here. This is hamburger, it's onion, garlic, and tomato soup, which is all stuff that's pretty affordable.
Mm-hmm.
And to this, what we're going to add is 2 cans of French cut green beans. Green beans is another one of them things. You get canned vegetables for what, 39 to 50 cents a can. So we're going to add that into here.
This is a good way to get kids to eat their vegetables too.
Well, I don't know about that. It's a good way to
It's one of those things, I think, that when you tell people what's in it, they'll like go, oh my God, that sounds awful. This is one of those recipes, I think, that came out of the Great Depression. But it is flavorful. And you can jazz it up with spices you like, I'm sure. Mom always did. But it's definitely a budget meal. It stretches.
Any recipe can be jazzed up. Whenever videos like this one or any of them that are on TV tell you what they're doing, that's one thing. You can always change this, that, whatever to suit your taste.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows, even if you followed this but decided, you know what, it needs a little bit of this, that's fine. There's nothing that says you cannot adapt or change a recipe to suit you.
Yeah, it's like a nice starting point.
So,
Gonna be big enough?
our baking dish here ready. I don't think we need to put,
I'd grease it a little bit.
a little bit of cooking spray in there.
Yeah.
That's a mess.
We ain't showing them that then. We have a very tiny kitchen in our house.
A little bit of a cooking spray here. And I think I'm done with this thing. So we're going to get a spatula here to put this in the bottom.
I kind of went overboard making the potatoes today.
Oh gee, there's a shock. I'm surprised I didn't come home to the bathtub filled with potatoes.
No, I would have if I had more time. But you've been wanting potato cake, so that's something.
Yeah.
If we don't use all of it here, but use a good bit of it. I like it with a lot of
That was
potatoes.
just one of those recipes or things that when we first started dating, you had made one time when we were in the trailer. And I kind of like that. Kind of like that. So, we're going to pre-start the oven here to 350, making sure it's empty. And what we're going to do is we're going to start layering on mashed potatoes. So this is why he said this is a meal, pretty much in a meal. I mean, you've got everything here. You've got a vegetable, you've got, you know, your meat, you've got potatoes, which is pretty much the staple of any meal.
Yeah, go another layer on there.
You want another layer on
Absolutely. I want that to puff up like a pie. The more potatoes, the better. I'm going to come over here.
there? Don't get in my way. And I think what I'm also going to do with this is, well, of course we're going to add cheese onto this.
No.
But I think I'm going to melt some butter to,
Mom always put butter on them and they got like a crust.
yeah, well, it'll help them brown.
Oh, be more generous, honey.
We're good. Alright, so we got about a tablespoon of melted butter here. We're just going to brush this on. This will help with creating that crust, like Dan said, when you're baking it. And we're just going to sprinkle on a little bit of smoked paprika. So we're going to pop this into a 350 oven for about 30 minutes. So, alright, so our hamburger pie has been in the oven for about 18 minutes.
20 minutes or so.
So we're going to put some cheese on the top here. And any of you that's watched our videos before, you know I'm not light when it comes to cheese. I like to have a little bit of flavor on stuff. So we're going to put that all on. We're going to pop this back in, let it finish baking, and when we take this out, we're going to serve it up and give you our opinion of it. See if I did it again this time. Okay, so this is finished baking. I actually think it looks better than the last time.
Look at that nice cheese.
That actually looks pretty good.
It smells good.
We're just gonna do a little topping here with just some parsley. Get a nice serving spoon here.
It's looking good.
Yes, it is, and it's smelling pretty darn good too. Let's put this down here.
Got some applesauce.
Alright, I'm gonna add just a little more seasoning on mine. And that's why, you know, if you don't cook with a lot of spices or anything like that, that's fine, because people can always add more if they need more. So, let's give this a taste.
How was it?
I think it's pretty good. Why don't you let me hold that? And you give it a try. You're the expert. Well, Dad's the expert, but.
Very good.
Very good.
Very good.
So, yeah, give this a try. It's an easy, economical meal. And share this video. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you in the next video. Have a good night.